Greetings everyone, this is the Gardening Snail of Livingston, California with a quick video about what's on the agenda for August 4th, 2020. To get a copy of the agenda packet, go to livingstoncity.com, then go to Government Organizations, go to Elected Officials, then go to Agenda Minutes and Public Notices and click there. Go to City Council Agenda Packets and click. Go down to the very last entry, the 8/4/20 City Council Regular Meeting Agenda and click. And here is the agenda, and we will start with page 1. Workshops begin at 5:30, open session to begin at 7. You can teleconference in by calling 605-468-8002, access code number 156-811, #. The meeting will also be live streamed on YouTube. If you attend in person, seating will be limited and face coverings are required. I'm probably going to watch online. Page 2 of the agenda. The first workshop is about the Swanson hawk, otherwise known as the grasshopper hawk or locust hawk. According to Wikipedia, they are found in North America mainly in spring and summer, and winter in South America. But while they are here, they can put a real monkey wrench into Livingston's development plans, hence the workshop on mitigation. The second workshop is about the budget. This may be the first of a couple of workshops. We'll go over a few details here and see what staff has to say the day of the workshop. Also on the agenda is a public hearing for the construction of 2 duplexes. On the consent agenda is a warrant register, the meeting minutes for June 2nd, 2020, and the Livingston Master Employment Salary Schedule. There is also the employment agreement for the position of Public Works Director and the employment agreement for the position of Chief of Police. There is also a resolution appointing 3 Parks and Recs Commissioners and 1 alternate. There are a couple of things about the budget I'm going to touch on at this point in time. At the bottom of page 17 in the agenda packet, the general fund is projected to be in the hole for about $300,000. Page 18, about the enterprise funds, it states, the city's user fees are set in accordance with Proposition 218, which requires customers to be given the opportunity to challenge proposed rates. Rate studies are conducted periodically to ensure the enterprise rates are sufficient to cover operating expenses, capital improvements, upgrades, and costs associated with meeting both state and federal guidelines and regulations. The city's rate study was completed in early 2020 and brought to council for approval consideration. Due to the pandemic, the rate study adoption was postponed to September 2020. Also, in order to provide relief to the city residents, a moratorium on penalties and service disconnections was implemented earlier in the year. Page 19 talks about some essential repairs and upgrades the city needs to do. A police department roof repair, a new diesel sweeper, a server upgrade, and various road projects, as well as work on wells 8 and 9. On the bottom of page 20, the 5-year forecast indicates that the general fund revenue, in other words, savings, will shrink from $2.4 million to around $300,000 in 5 years. The meeting minutes for the June 2nd council meeting are on page 204. Starting on page 206 or so, soccer fields and who gets to reserve them was a big topic. On page 208, you can read the discussion about youth tobacco use in Livingston. A discussion of Livingston's current towing policy and who can do the towing can be found on page 214. The employment agreement for the position of Public Works Director can be found on page 223, and it is proposed to last for 3 years. Page 218 is where you can find the staff report about the Master Employee Salary Schedule. The schedule itself begins on page 221. The employment agreement with Chris Soria as police chief is on page 240, and note that it is only for a one-year agreement. The last thing on the agenda is the appointment of Parks and Recs commissioners and alternate, and you can find the staff report on page 261. If you're subscribed to the channel already, you might want to check and make sure you're still subscribed so you're notified whenever a new video goes live. And subscribe if you're new. Until next time, this is the gardening snail of Livingston, California, because not every critter is hiding under a rock.